Hello dear students, welcome to CR's digital classes. In the previous topic we have discussed about Kohlrausch law. Now we are discussing its applications, how it is used. So let us know the details of it. So a slight introduction of Kohlrausch law again. Kohlrausch law is the equivalent conductance at infinite dilution of an electrolyte is the sum of the equivalent conductances of its cation and anion. So this is the equation of Kohlrausch law. And let us come into the applications. The first application is Kohlrausch law can be used to know the equivalent conductance value at infinite dilution for a weak electrolyte. We all know that weak electrolytes does not dissociate completely. So the strong electrolyte, it can be determined experimentally. The equivalent conductance at infinite dilution for strong electrolyte can be determined experimentally. But for weak electrolyte, it is not possible because slowly the dissociation of weak electrolyte will increase as the dilution is increased. So it is not possible to determine experimentally. So, but using Kohlrausch law, we can measure it indirectly. So, for example, as we all know that acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Now here, so acetic acid is a weak electrolyte and the dissociation, the ions formed after its dissociation are acetate CH3COO minus and H plus. These two are the ions formed. Whereas sodium acetate, if we take for example, sodium acetate is the combination of, that means the reaction of NaOH and acetic acid. It is formed by the reaction of NaOH and acetic acid. NaOH is a strong electrolyte. NaOH is a strong electrolyte and its value can be determined easily. So that is how, if sodium acetate is dissociated, then we get acetate ion and sodium ion. Similarly, H plus is weak electrolyte. So from HCl, it is dissociated as H plus and Cl minus. So, and NaCl, we can get NaCl by the dissociation of NaCl, we get Na plus and Cl minus. So, all component ions we have got here. So, to understand the infinite dilution of acetic acid, we can take it as a sum of infinite dilution, equivalent conductance at infinite dilution of sodium acetate and HCl minus NaCl. All these, when we solve this equation, we get the value of equivalent conductance of acetic acid at infinite dilution. This is how indirectly the infinite equivalent conductance at infinite dilution for weak electrolytes can be calculated. So the next application is the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte. That means to understand how much percentage of weak electrolyte has been broken down. So the extent of dissociation of electrolyte is called as degree of dissociation, which is denoted by alpha. For weak electrolyte, by using its lambda E naught value, that means equivalent conductance at infinite dilution, we can know the value of alpha of that electrolyte, weak electrolyte. So the formula is alpha is equal to lambda E by lambda E naught. That means equivalent conductance at given concentration. Lambda E is equivalent conductance at given concentration, at particular concentration, and its infinite dilution value. When we solve this equation, we get the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte. So the next application is solubility of sparingly soluble salts. Sparingly soluble salts are the salts whose dissolution in water is very low. That means they dissolve in water very slightly, very less. So, and the solubility will vary with temperature. When the temperature increases, their solubility also increases. So, such salts, their solubility cannot be known experimentally. So, for this also we can use Kohlrausch law. And for sparingly soluble salts, the formula is given like this: 1000 into K by lambda naught of cation by lambda plus lambda naught of anion. So S here, capital S is the solubility of the salt. Lambda naught plus is equivalent conductance of cation at infinite dilution. Lambda naught minus is anion infinite dilution, and K is the specific conductivity of saturated salt solution. Now saturated salt solution is when excess amount of salt is dissolved in water, some amount of salt will not be dissolved. It is still available in the form of salt itself. That is called saturated salt solution. If its specific conductivity kappa value is known, then we can easily substitute all the values in this equation and we can get the solubility of that salt. Now sparingly soluble salts, for example, we can take AgCl. Silver chloride is a sparingly soluble salt. These are the applications of Kohlrausch law. Hope you understand. Thank you.